Hello friends, welcome back to our session of organic chemistry. Now we'll continue from where we last left. In the last session we were discussing the concept of isomerism. Like isomers are organic compounds having the same molecular formula but different structural formula. Means the arrangement of the atoms is different. Okay, then we saw the different types of isomerism like position isomerism, chain isomerism. Okay, we saw the chain isomers for butane and pentane. Now, in case you missed the last part of the session, that is we were discussing position isomers, we will just repeat that concept and then move on to the next part. Okay, so just have a look at the last slide in case you had missed it. Define position isomerism. Draw the position isomers for the following, that is butene, butene and pentane. So, the definition for position isomerism: when two or more organic compounds have the same molecular formula but differ in the position of the bond or the functional group on the carbon atom, they are called position isomers, and the phenomenon is termed as position isomerism. Okay, definition is important. Now, position isomers for butene, molecular formula is C4H10. So, but1ene and but2ene will be the position isomers. Means the position of the double bond here is between 1 and 2, and here it is between 2 and 3. Okay. Similarly, for butane, yes, the position isomers will be but1ine and but2ine. So, triple bond is between 1 and 2, and here between 2 and 3. Now, but3ine won't be possible. The moment you put the triple bond between 3 and 4, it will be the same as but1ine. Okay. Similarly, for pentine, pent1ine and pent2ine are possible. Okay. Now, I have drawn here both the branch structural formula and this is the condensed structural formula. In the exam, if nothing is mentioned, you should always draw the branch structural formula. Okay. And this last question is draw the chain isomers of butene. Now, we have seen here the position isomers of butene. Chain isomers will be, that is, one is straight chain and other is a branch chain. So, this will be but1ene because the double bond is between the first and second, and this becomes 2-methyl propene. Yes, now why 2-methyl propene? This I will explain when we do nomenclature, but I will just introduce the concept. This is our straight chain. Now, double bond has to get the least number. So, the numbering of the chain will be 1, 2 and 3. On the second, you are having this methyl group, and parent is of 3 carbon atoms and it is a double bond. So, propene. Okay, I will explain this part later in nomenclature. So, we will have a look at the next part now. Okay, now we are going to have a look at the next part, that is the nomenclature. Nomenclature means naming the organic compounds. Now, this is an important aspect of organic chemistry, and the basic concepts of nomenclature you should understand. Okay, so nomenclature is nothing but the system of assignment of names to organic compounds. Now, why we require the system for nomenclature? Now, if you see, there are a large number of organic compounds present which need systematic naming. Okay, now why large number of organic compounds are present, that we've already seen in the first lecture. Okay, the varying molecular structures of organic compounds and isomerism in organic compounds increases the need for correct, methodical and different naming of each compound. Okay, so basically there are two. Okay, so coming to the systems of nomenclature. Now you have to understand there are two systems of nomenclature. One is called as the trivial system. Now trivial system is the common name. Now this is the earlier system, and it doesn't have any well-defined basis. The compounds may be named based on their source, origin, or the Latin or Greek origin, etc. Okay, so you just have to remember the common names of the first few members of the homologous series for alkanes, alkenes, alkynes and the 4 functional groups which we have seen. Okay, so now based on the trivial system is the homologous series for alkanes. Now this method of naming is just for information. Nobody is going to ask you how it is named. Okay, on basis of source or property or by prefixing the Greek numerals. So methane, ethane, propane, butane are based on the source. Like methane is obtained from in the marshes, so it is called as a marsh gas. So methane. Okay, then by prefixing Greek numericals, pent is 5, hex is 6. So pentane, hexane. Okay, so these are the common names for the first few members of the alkanes. Then alkenes, by substituting the suffix ane of the alkane by ylene. So ethene was the IUPAC name. So ethylene, then propylene, 1-butylene, 2-butylene. Okay, all these are the common names. Now similarly for alkynes, they are the alkyl derivatives of acetylene. So acetylene is the common name of ethyne. Then next is propyne with methyl acetylene, then ethyl acetylene, dimethyl acetylene, and so on. Okay, now we'll have a look at the next part. Okay, now coming to the homologous series for alcohols. Now we attach the alcohol to the corresponding alkyl group. Now when I discussed functional groups also, I had made a mention of this. So common names for the first in the series: methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol, N-propyl alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, and so on. Okay. The next aldehyde group on the basis of acid formed on oxidation. Now all these aldehydes undergo oxidation to form the corresponding acid. Now this is formaldehyde derived from formic acid. Okay. Next is acetaldehyde, propionaldehyde, butyraldehyde. Okay. All are the common names. You have to remember the common names. Then carboxylic acid is based again on the source of the property. So formic acid is generally derived from red ants. Red ants have formic acid in their sting. So in Latin, formica means ant. So it is having the name formic acid. Acetic acid from vinegar, Latin acetum. Propionic acid, butyric acid, isobutyric acid. Okay. And last is alkyl halides by attaching the halogen group fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide to the alkyl group. So methyl chloride, ethyl chloride, propyl chloride, and so on. Okay. So all these are the common names of these functional groups. Now we'll have a look at the IUPAC nomenclature. That is the next. Okay, now this is the IUPAC system of nomenclature, which is the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Now you will be asked to name the compounds based on the IUPAC system. Common names generally are asked in form of, say, fill in the blanks or choose the correct option. Okay, but when you are asked to name the compounds, it is as per the IUPAC system. Now IUPAC name takes up only one molecular structure and only one name is assigned to that compound. Okay. Now any IUPAC name, this will consist of 4 parts. Now what are the 4 parts present in that? Let us have a look. First is called as the root word. Now root word indicates the number of carbon atoms in a linear chain. Means if there is 1 carbon atom, it is meth. If there are 2 carbon atoms, eth. 3 carbon atoms, prop. 4 carbon atoms, but. 5 carbon atoms, pent. If there are 6, it will be hex, 7, hept, so on. But you have to know till 5 only. Okay. Now next is primary suffix. Now primary suffix means it will indicate the nature of the carbon chain. Whether the carbon chain is having a carbon-carbon single bond, then it is an ane, A-N-E. If there is a carbon-carbon double bond in the structure, it becomes an ene. If there is a carbon-carbon triple bond, it is an ine. For example, say if your root word is, say, 4, you are having 4 carbon atoms and there is a double bond in the structure. So it will become butene. Okay. And if there are 5 carbon atoms and there is a triple bond in the structure, then it becomes pentyne. But then you have to mention the position of the triple bond also. Okay. So that is the primary suffix. Now you just try to understand when we solve the examples. Yes, it will be clear to you. Yes, all are new concepts, so you may get a bit worked up that some of you may not be understanding, but gradually you will understand. Okay, now third is secondary suffix. Now this indicates the particular functional group which is present. Now if the functional group is OH, what was OH? Yes, very good, alcohols. Okay, so the secondary suffix is OL, means you replace the E of the alkane by OL. If it is an aldehyde, you replace the E of the alkane by Al. So secondary suffix is al, methanal. Okay, ethanol. If it is COH, it is oic acid. So methanoic acid, ethanoic acid, propanoic acid. Okay, I had explained this in the functional group also. So it is necessary for you to revise the earlier 3 sessions properly so that you will be able to understand this session also well. Then next is fluoro, chloro or bromo. So depending upon what is present, the suffix will be chloro, bromo. So chloroethane or bromoethane or bromomethane, like that. Okay. Then next is prefix. Now this will indicate the additional substituent alkyl or the functional groups. Like if there are 2 alkyl groups, then you don't repeat the alkyl group, methyl, methyl. You say dimethyl. So di for 2, tri for 3, tetra for 4, and bromo, chloro, ethyl, methyl in alphabetical order. Okay. Now just have an look at this example here. Now this is CH, Cl, double bond CH, Cl. Now if you see, first was root word. Now how many carbon atoms are there? 2. So root word will be what? Et. Okay. Then primary suffix. What is the nature of the carbon chain? Ene, because there is a double bond. So the primary suffix will become ene. Now secondary suffix is chloro. Yes, this is chloro. And prefix, there are 2, so dichloro. So the name will be, you have to number it. So 1, 2. So 1, 2 dichloroethene. Okay, so this is your IUPAC name, 1, 2 hyphen dichloroethene. Okay, so see, you should be aware of all these rules. Nobody is going to ask you any question on this. Yes. Okay, so let us have a look at the rules now. Now this is how to name that organic compound. Now first step is you have to select the carbon chain. So you have to select the longest continuous chain of carbon atoms. So this is the longest chain. Okay, now this long chain need not be straight. Like see, if you have a compound like this, now this will become your longest chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because this is 7 carbon atoms. Okay, so the compound will then be named as the derivative of the alkane which corresponds to the longest chain. So here you will name it as a derivative of pentane, here you will name it as a derivative of heptane. Okay, so this is the first rule, that is select the longest carbon chain. Okay, now how to number the carbon atoms? There are 10 sub rules for that, so just have to understand now each. Now the carbon atoms are numbered starting with the end nearer to the branch chain. Now by now you know what is a branch chain. Yes, so now if this is your compound, okay, so the branch is from this end, this CH3 is closer to this end rather than this end, so your numbering will have to start from this side, like starting with 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this numbering I have put a tick, this side I have put a cross, so indicating that the numbering will be starting from this end. So if you have to name this compound, then it will be what? 2-methyl and derivative of pentane, so it will be 2-methyl pentane. There is no other group present in it. Okay, now second, alkyl group means if it is a methyl group, that should always get the least number. Okay, so now see the example of this compound, CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH3. Now from which side you will start the numbering? Yes, very good, from this end, because CH3 has to get the least number. So it will be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 2-methyl, on the second it is methyl, and parent is of 4 carbon atoms. This is our longest chain of 4 carbon atoms. So 2-methyl butane. Okay, 4 carbon atoms, so but, they all single bonds, so ane, and on the second you are having the methyl group. Okay, so 2-methyl butane. Clear? Now apart from alkyl group, if a functional group is also present, okay, if a functional group is also present, means OH, CHO, COH or chlorobromo, then that will get the still smaller number. Okay, so between an alkyl group and a functional group, it will be the functional group which has to get the least number. So in a compound like this, your numbering is going to start from this end, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and not from this end, though methyl will get 2. Okay, OH has to get the least number. So this is your correct numbering. So when you are naming the compound, you are going to name it this as a parent what? Pentane, but it is having a functional group, so it will be a derivative of that pentane. Okay, pentan to all it will be. Just understand this. Now on the 4th carbon you are having methyl, so we are writing 4-methyl. Now derivative of pentane, 5 carbon atoms are pentane, but OH is there. So the E of the alkane, yes, E of the alkane, pentane E of the alkane is replaced by the suffix of the functional group. Now what was the suffix of functional group alcohol? OL. Suffix of the functional group indicating the position. Okay, so OH is the suffix, that is OL, and where is it present? On the second. So pentan, E is gone, dash to all. Understood? So this is very important. The E of the alkane is replaced by the suffix of the functional group indicating the position. So this is our third point. Okay, now coming to the next point. Okay, now coming to the next point, if different functional groups are present as substituents, then they are arranged, that is they are named alphabetically. Like if bromine also is there and chlorine also there. Okay, so bromo has to be placed, given a smaller number, because B comes before C. Okay, so in this case the numbering from will be from this end, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is given a tick mark. So 2 bromo, 4 chloro, parent is 5 carbon pentane. So 2 bromo, 4 chloro pentane. Okay. Now next, if different alkyl groups are substituents, smaller alkyl gets always the minimum number. Means if there is methyl also and there is ethyl also in the compound, then the methyl has to get the least number, but when you are arranging the name, that is you are writing the name, it has to be written alphabetically. Means ethyl will come first. Now just try to understand what I said. Now in this particular compound both are there, methyl is also there, ethyl. Now this rule says that methyl has to get the least number, so naturally numbering will be from this end, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay. Now when you are writing the compound, you won't write 3 methyl 4 ethyl. Yes, E comes before, so you will write 4 ethyl 3 methyl heptane. So that is the meaning of this. They are named alphabetically irrespective of their position. Okay, so 4 ethyl 3 methyl heptane. Clear? Now a part of this only, just try to understand this. If ethyl group is present, then generally you rewrite it as CH2 CH3. This is also C2H5. So you split that ethyl group as CH2 CH3 and then select the longest carbon chain. Okay. Now in this case, even if you split it, CH2 CH3, is our long chain is not getting affected, because if you split this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, it will be still 6 only, right? So here it doesn't make any difference if you don't split it. But see these two examples, this and this example, very important, see carefully. Okay, now here this is the compound given to you. Now if you don't split this, how you will name it? You will name this as 3 ethyl 2 methyl butane. But when you are splitting it, this becomes your longest chain. Just see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so on the second and on the third, these become the substituents. So this will be 2, 3, 2, 3 and you don't write methyl methyl, they are the same. So 2, 3 dimethyl pentane. Okay, when they are the same substituents, you don't say 2 methyl 3 methyl, you say 2, 3 dimethyl pentane. Similarly for this example, when you split this, your long chain 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, this becomes your long chain. Okay, you can number it this way also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so on the third carbon, the alkyl group is there. So 3 methyl pentane, 5 carbon. Okay, so this is our next rule. Now coming to the next part. Okay, now the next rule, the halo substituents. Halo substituents means fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Yes, they will be given a smaller number in preference to alkyl group. Meaning if methyl is also there and chlorine is also there, then chlorine has to get the lower number. So just see this compound. So numbering will be from this end, 1, 2. So that Cl gets the least number, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be 2 chloro, 3 methyl butane. Now these are other points. Position and name of the alkyl group is written just before the parent hydrocarbon. Now this is a parent hydrocarbon, butane. So the position and name of the alkyl group, this is the name of the alkyl group, this is its position, is written just before the parent hydrocarbon. So this is what we have been doing, right? Then next, multiple number of same alkyl groups are written as di, tri, tetra, etc. Okay. Now see this example. These 2 points we'll see together. If 2 alkyl groups are on the same carbon atom, the numeral is repeated. Now just see this example. On the same carbon, this is the second carbon. Now numbering will be, longest chain will be from this end. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. On the same carbon atom, you are having the same alkyl groups, right? So the number is repeated. So 2, 2 indicating that the same alkyl group is on the same carbon atom, and di for the 2 alkyl groups. Okay, so this 2, 2 is for the same carbon atom carrying the same alkyl groups, and di is for the 2 methyl groups. So 2, 2 dimethyl butane. Okay, and last point is 2 numbers are separated by a comma, yes, and a number and an alphabet, by a hyphen. Okay, so this is how you are supposed to name the compounds. Now between the alphabet and number there won't be anything. Okay, so between number and alphabet dash, but between this nothing is there. Okay, so these are the rules for nomenclature. Now you don't have to by heart the rules for nomenclature, you just have to understand and apply the rules. Nobody is going to ask you a question on the rules, right? It's how you understand the rules and apply them in naming of the compounds. So now we'll see how to name a few compounds. Okay, that is our next part. Okay, now next question is write the IUPAC names for the following. Okay, so this is our first compound. Now we'll do it together. First is we have to select the longest chain. So this is our longest chain. So number it 1, 2 and 3, right? So we are going to name this, it will be a parent propane, correct? Now the second carbon you are having a methyl group. So the name will be 2-methyl propane. 2-methyl propane. Okay, clear? Now the second one. CBrH double bond C single BRH. Okay. Now you have to number always the carbon atoms only. Don't get confused. So there are only two. So either you can number 1, 2 or this way 1 and 2. Yes, it's the same only. So on the first carbon you are having bromine. On the second also bromine. So it will be 1, 2, 1, 2 dibromo, and nature of the carbon chain is ene, okay, double bond. So 1, 2 dibromoethene. Clear? 1, 2 dibromoethene. Et because 2 carbon atoms, nature of the carbon chain double bond, so ethene. Clear? Now the third one is, now see, on the same carbon you are having the same alkyl group. So our second last rule, so it will be 1, 1. Here also same, 2, 2, total 4, tetrachloroethane. So 1, 1, 2, 2, tetrachloroethane. Okay, clear? Now next, fourth one. Now numbering will be from this end. Now even if you number from the other end also, it's fine. It's going to get 2 and 3 only. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So on the second carbon and third carbon, methyl is present group. So it will be 2, 3 dimethyl parent 4 butane. So 2, 3 dimethyl butane. Okay, is it clear? I hope you are understanding. Yes, I am going very slowly so that you are able to understand. Now once you understand, you have to rewrite all these compounds in your notebook and try to name them again. Okay, because very simple compounds are asked in the boards. Okay, next, CH3 single bond C, triple bond C, CH3. So now our triple bond has to get the least number. So if you number from here, it will be 1, 2, 3 and 4. From this side also it will be the same. So either side you can number. So 4 carbon atoms means it will be but, and there is a triple bond. So ine. But position is important. So it's between 2 and 3. So when it is between 2 and 3, you take the lower number. So but 2 ine. Okay, clear? This will be but 4 carbon, 2 position between 2 and 3, ine, triple bond. Clear? Next. Now this, just say, now this is our longest chain. 1, 2 and 3, 3 carbon atoms. Okay, because if you take like this, there will be only 2 carbon atoms. Or you can take 1, 2 and 3 also, it's fine. It will be the same. So on the second carbon you are having methyl also, and on the second carbon you are having iodo also. Okay, so it will be, now I will come before alphabetically. Okay, so 2 iodo, 2 methyl is propane. Clear? 2 iodo, 2 methyl propane. Now the seventh one. Now here the next, that rule, that functional group is present, that gets priority. Okay, so in this case you will not start the numbering from this end. Some of you may feel, methyl is closer, so we'll start from this end. No, OH has to get the least number, means carbon which is attached to the OH has to get the least number. So numbering will be from this end, because this carbon is carrying the functional group alcohol, right? So 1, 2 and 3. So 2 methyl, now parent is of 3 carbon atoms, so propane, but it is having an OH, so you have to indicate the position. So that rule, replace the E of the alkane by the suffix of the functional group indicating the position. Okay, so 2 methyl propan, E replaced by position 1, 1 all. Now sometimes even if you don't mention 1, yes, you get the marks, but better be on the safer side. You get into the practice of writing 1 also, nobody will cut your marks, okay, for writing 1. So 2-methyl propan 1-ol. Okay, clear? So it's important. Now our next 8th one. CHO is what functional group? Yes, very good, aldehyde. So what is the suffix for aldehyde? Al, Al. Okay. So again numbering from will be starting from the carbon of the CHO. So that carbon has to get the least number, the first. So you have to remember for aldehydes, for carboxylic acids, the C of the functional group has to get the first number. So here 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 means butane. So butan 1-al because the CHO is on the first carbon, CHO. Okay. Then next is, now this particular compound, this is a double bond. So you start the numbering from here 1, 2, 3, 4 or from this side. Yes, it will be 2 only. So 4 carbons mean but and double bond is between 2 and 3. So but-2-ene. Clear? And the last one, now see this CH triple bond C CH3. Now in this case, this will be your longest chain 1, 2, 3 and 4 or 1, 2, 3 you can number this also as 4. Okay. So now on the third carbon, yes, on the third carbon you are having this methyl group. So it will be 3-methyl, parent is 4 carbon atoms, so but, and the position of the triple bond is between 1 and 2. So 3-methyl but-1-ine. Okay, is it clear? So with that, okay, so with that we complete this topic of, that is naming the compounds, that is nomenclature. Okay. Now what I want you to do is you go through this properly, write down all the compounds, the notes in your notebook, and again on a separate in your notebook only rewrite the compounds without the names and try to name them again. Okay. So when we meet for the Zoom session, you should have your doubts clear. Okay, with respect to nomenclature as well as with respect to the first 3 video lectures of organic chemistry. Okay, in the next class we will again discuss a few more compounds for naming and then start with the alkanes and the other reactions. Okay, so happy studying, stay safe and healthy in the house. Thank you.